Very good, friends. Hi, Doc South with you. And, you know, most of my life, I have actually rather liked supermarkets. I know as a kid, my folks, this is probably what started everything. They gave me a little toy supermarket to play with. Actually, it was a heck of a toy. If you can find one in good condition, I think they're worth a fortune. But yeah, I had one. Yeah, eventually I probably ran it over with my tricycle. Uh, but what are you going to do? The I felt like being Godzilla that day, or uh, Kid Kong, or whatever. But as you know, as my life progressed, I never really had a problem with going to the supermarket, check out the stuff, walk up and down the aisles, find something new to eat, and all that. Yeah, it was nice. When I was a teenager, it was a great spot for girl watching. Yeah. So uh, it's funny, but it was about 16 years ago. My wife Sandy, I think I said something to her like, "Hey, I want to go down to the A&P and just see what they got down there today. I want to just check it out." She says, "You're always going there. Why don't you see if they're hiring? Maybe you could get a part-time job there." She says, "I think it'd make you happy." I said, "Well, maybe I'll ask. I don't know." Well, long story short, about a week later, I was working there part time because I still had my radio job, but I found it rather satisfying. It was good exercise. I was in the dairy section. When it was hot outside, it was very chilly in the dairy, so I was pretty much in hog heaven, learning the ropes. And it's one thing I've noticed, and I just wanted to say this. We've got all this stuff now with the coronavirus, and the supermarkets are doing a rather nice job of holding the line, keeping people fed, and in a nice way, as good as possible. We've been I do work for a supermarket, and happy to do it. It's nice to supply food to the community, and right now we're, I guess, right up there with well, not we're not quite as in a dangerous situation as the rescue squads or police or fire departments are, but still we're overly busy taking care of things. And but one thing I noticed, and especially with with any of my years, within any of the years that I've worked in markets, different ones and all that. I gotta say, one thing that always impresses me is the teenagers that work there. And they're kind of the unsung heroes. They're the beginners. They come in and they get these little, they get might have a job getting the carts or sweeping the floors, cleaning things up, that kind of thing. And eventually they move on and move on. And a lot of them, being as they know so much about computers, wind up being cashiers. And something, I got to say, the kids do a darn good job. And quite often, when they'd get someone who looked like they could do some lifting, they'd wind up in the dairy section that I work in, and or that I have worked in the various other stores. And something, those kids eventually really learn the ropes. If you show them right, show them some respect, and do what you can to point out what to do and what not to do. Darned if those kids don't really. They really after a while they can pretty much handle things. It's absolutely amazing how that work is so good for them. And I know I and then they go on into they next thing you know they're heading off to college. They've gotten through high school, or they're going into the service. I can't tell you how many kids will over these years have come to me and say, "Well, I'm joining the Marines, or I'm going to be in the Navy, or what have you." And it's and they've all done well. They've all done well. Maybe not in supermarkets after a while. They find other jobs to do. I can think of one fella. I remember telling him stories about the rescue squad I ran with, and he wound up joining a squad. And I think he might be one of the officers in the squad now. You get right down to it. Another young fella, I think, used to be impressed with the radio work I did. He did radio for quite a while. Now I believe he's a dispatcher with, with a county service, dispatching the police and fire, rescue, all that. And from what I understand, he's doing a great job. And he was a radio reporter for a while too. I mean, you got to hand it to these kids. They really do come along rather well. I was in a supermarket not too long ago, and there, there was a huge line. What with this coronavirus thing going on, people were buying food like crazy, and there were very long lines at the checkout. I remember seeing a girl, couldn't be much more than 17. She was handling her line, and I'll bet that line was 75 feet long. And she was just hanging in there, doing it. Man, I'd be so lost. Oh, well, because that cash register's nothing but a big computer. Oh my heavens, her line would be 75 foot, mine would be 75 miles long. Right, there'd be people in Delaware, getting into line in Delaware, to get to, for the line I would handle. But the kids are, you see them, if you go to your local market, chances are you'll see a kids swabbing down, disinfecting handles and the handles to the push carts, handles to the doors and the freezer compartments. You'll see kids stocking shelves and doing a darn good job of it. And yeah, sure, every now and then they horse around, but yeah, that's why they invented managers. Manager will get after them, and next thing you know, you don't have to give it a few weeks. You don't have to worry about that kid anymore. They know what to do. When it's time to work, it's time to work. I don't know. I'm very, from my vantage point, working in a supermarket, I gotta say, I'm not too worried about the future. I think a lot of these kids are going to do, and others like them at other occupations, you name it. I think they're going to be just doggone fine. I really do think so. And I got to say how proud I am. Anyway, I thought I'd say, just get that off my chest. Doc South here saying ta-ta for now. I'll see you later. Thank you, friends, and God bless. Bye now.